What's up, everybody? It's Dan, and across the table from me is Brother John.
I'm back in the new year. It's a new me. I'm wearing a hat and glasses, and I never wear a hat. I never wear glasses, but I'm excited about this year and what it holds for me.
Are the glasses a fashion statement, or do you have contacts?
They're not. They're actually a prescription, and they make my eyes massive.
Did you wear contacts before?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who was that?
Who was that? That was
Jacob
Calhoun.
No, I was joking.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, the last podcast that dropped, was it this one? Was it the one with you guys?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah. So they're back on again. Technically,
Yeah.
we did not drop one Monday. We just got too busy.
But welcome back, Borderland Buddies. We're glad to have you, and super excited about this new year.
This is going to be a really interesting podcast.
I'm gonna have a child this year. That's
true.
my first 2024 prediction.
Me too.
This is my first prediction that you're going to have a child this year. Well, that's like you were telling me how you wanted to tell me something on the podcast.
Yes.
You're excited for, and I was like, "Oh yeah, is it the kid?" And you're like, "Oh no,
No,
Like,
not that.
oh, so you're not excited for the
I'm
kid?"
excited about that though. But yeah,
man.
I did want to kind of digest our holidays together. Just digest might be a weird word, but
No,
go
I think
over how they
I think
were,
it's good.
what we did, and what toys we got.
But toys we got.
Yeah,
We need to pause it. Oh, I thought you was getting up. He's good.
you're gonna have to bear with us.
You are. We are at the
We're
house with
not
the
gonna
Munchkins.
pause. We're gonna
just gonna keep
steamroll
going.
right through this, whether or not there's a dog.
I love the leg kick.
alien
I
invasion.
have to do it too. Sorry, what were you saying?
Or a child invasion. It doesn't matter.
We're going to get into a lot of stuff on this podcast.
We are.
Reagan is also on.
Reagan's back.
Not going to hear much. That's her.
Reagan,
can you breathe into it?
Is it Reagan's first pod?
I am excited
Oh.
for in 20 years from now when Reagan's 20 in 20 years from now, she's going to go back.
It'd be wild.
Because we were talking about one reason the podcast is so fun is because in 20 years when we go back and listen to this,
It's gonna be wild.
like it's going to be
like,
so
wow.
interesting.
Like, are you gonna think you were an idiot, or going to be like,
Yeah,
we are
probably
funny?
probably
You know,
both.
like-
No, we're probably gonna be like, man, we're not
a
funny.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
probably.
I think we're gonna be like, we weren't funny, but who cares? 'Cause
But we
were
had fun. Yeah. I'm gonna like text John and be like, John, remember we did a podcast?
dude.
Or we're gonna be like, John, welcome to the 20-year anniversary
Yeah.
at our live show in front of 14 million people.
Yeah. Oh, live.
Help us.
Live with Dan and John. We got 3 people in the crowd. Been doing this for 20 years.
Oh my.
Only one of them turned out gay. My wife said, "Why? Why did that happen? What does that even mean?" Okay. Well,
It's not gonna be me. So sorry.
Katie.
Sorry, Dan.
nope. It's the guest. Whoever the guest is.
But yeah, we got all kinds of things going on the podcast today. Amanda's working, and Becca's about to change Reagan. But
Jacob's laying down the law.
Jacob's
Plugging in some.
plugging in the
Oh,
iPad.
plugging in the
spank
tablets.
on the pod. No.
This is the second spank. It's true.
Was Dustin spanking his kids?
Dustin went. He didn't. I mean, he didn't take the mic with him, but he
But
did
he
go
was
and spank his
spanking
kids.
Because I don't think you ever said it. It was implied.
That was
I love
fun,
it.
actually. When he came back, I was listening to that, and I was
His
actually
kids are gonna be
laughing.
taken away
We were
from
like, "How's your swing been since you?" You know, I was actually laughing at that.
I wouldn't want it any other way. It's gotta be like this. That's how
Jacob's
it is.
smoking meat right now.
That's-
Did we
Actually,
know
I
that?
got a big whiff of that when he just opened that
I
door.
know.
But yeah,
There's nothing
lot
like
going
meat
on.
smoking. So, Jacob, in 20 years from now, when you have your smoker that can smoke an entire cow, right? Gonna keep upgrading. Gonna come back and listen to this.
There's not much of the actual cow that you can use other than
Yeah. First butt wipe on the podcast. This is the first diaper change.
Poor
I love
Reagan.
this.
This is the first diaper change.
I practiced. I have had to practice a little bit. I practiced
you
with
use?
our dog. Yeah,
How'd
I
that
did.
go?
Practice with the
I
dog.
legitimately put a diaper on our dog a couple
Oh my
times.
goodness.
How'd that go?
It's tough with a dog. I can only imagine
Especially lady.
how it is with a child.
Little Reagan.
Well, the last couple of babies, I've played a fun game of how long can I go in this child's life without changing a diaper.
How long did you go
How
with Reagan?
long? What's
What's
your
your
record?
Still going on with Reagan, so
You haven't changed
Wow.
your diaper? Jacob!
Wow.
That doesn't make you
He's a
look
good husband, I promise.
We're all like,
FYI, I
So
paid
this
for the
is
diapers.
come on. This is actually an intervention for Jacob.
we need you to start changing.
We need you
I
to start
change
changing.
Wendy's diaper every day.
Oh my.
Every day.
Every day. Nice.
But this is going to be interesting. We have so much to get into. But do you want to start with, because it's the new year, you want to start with the...
Yeah. How was
That part?
everybody's new? How was Christmas? Did you guys all get together for Christmas? Was
This is-
Yeah, we did
So-
a pod on Christmas Eve.
We did.
Eve,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that was that pod. So the interesting thing is this was our first Christmas, all of us together with our parents since. Do you guys remember when?
10 years.
Is it 10 years? Has it been 10?
Wow.
So?
Well, we were all here on Christmas Day.
Yeah. on
Like,
Christmas Day.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
we
cool.
always would get together, but it was always the week after, week before, or
Where
whatever.
did you guys go?
We were here. No, we were at
Toledo,
we were at
Ohio.
Bethany's.
that's at Bethany's, but yeah.
Toledo.
So
Oh,
it was
okay, you
just
guys all
complete
did it.
chaos the whole day.
Was it? It
Yeah.
was. We had a good time. It was kind of split up for us. Well, originally we planned on going to Idaho for Christmas, but that didn't work out because Lucy's pregnant. So, so we did Christmas. We did our own Christmas, Lucy and I, and then we went to Grandma and Grandpa Sal's house, and then my parents did their own Christmas, and then we all met at Grandma and Grandpa Sal's house and did all of the Christmas together, whatever.
Oh,
So it was like kind of like a 3-part. It was weird.
What
Just
do
you
you
guys
What do you
celebrate
guys
it.
do for presents? You explain it to me, but
So
don't explain it on here.
So Lucy tried to implement a change in our family this year.
Oh no.
She tried to
I
do.
bet this one over worked
I know,
great.
it was funny. She tried to do a drawing names, which is a normal thing to do.
Oh
Yeah.
And so we all drew names, and then
She only put your guys' names in it.
what happened is my brother Ben is the best gift giver ever, and he always goes way over the top.
I've heard.
We're the opposite.
And he goes way over the top, and so like Ben gets a name, and then we start getting all these they start getting all these packages in the mail, and it come to find out that Ben is just getting everybody stuff, which wasn't part of the plan, and so it was kind of like it kind of fell through, and it was like, okay, I guess everybody's
feel
getting
like you have to do.
yeah,
like,
and so I
everything.
ended up getting everybody a gift, and which I wanted to do anyway, but yeah, so the whole like saving money thing
Didn't work
was
out.
not. Yeah, it never works out. It never
No,
works
it
out.
doesn't.
That's why we have credit cards. Amen.
Amen. That's why you have them.
It worked out for us last year. We spent like
This year was a fail.
$480 last year.
Why was it a fail this
Yeah,
year?
Because
last year
mom
was-
and dad forgot to get gifts.
Mom and Dad did forget to get gifts. so.
They forgot to
We
bring
do like
gifts.
a favorite thing, so we each buy
Oh.
stuff that we like, and then you kind of exchange.
It works out though.
And our parents
Mom and
like
Dad forgot.
forgot to do it.
Yeah, they
So
forgot to
we're
do
like-
it. Well, and
They
then,
never
and then Jacob kind of did, but then he had
Well, we had stuff,
but he
but
had
it
something
worked
for
out.
it, which ended up being really
Signature
nice
Bank
though.
branded mug. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that mug
Dustin
was
did too.
huge. It was like
Dustin
a
forgot. He
thing.
just had that knife.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do the knife.
Yeah, it was a total fail.
I think we should do that every year. Everyone just pick something random in your house and bring it.
Just
Or
exchange.
from someone
Just
else's
exchange
house.
junk.
Or
Oh, yeah.
someone
I
else's
love
house.
those.
You go to somebody's house
Take something.
and you
Item.
cannot say what it is.
No, you
We'll
can't.
love
put
that.
everybody. No, I have an
Jacob's
idea.
like,
We
"Where's
put
Jacob's gonna
everybody-
come in? Where's
we
the
put
TV?"
everybody in the church's name in a bowl, and then we each draw
The
one. We have
church?
to get it from their house
You
throughout
have to
the year,
sneak in.
and then
Did
get
you
Without
guys-
them knowing.
Did you guys see the clip of this family that went to their grandparents' house
Yes.
and wrapped all of her stuff?
Yes,
So-
and
and
she's
it's
like,
so
"Oh,
funny.
that's really. I think I have that,
Dude,
That's-
I'm like,
That's
why didn't I not think of
hilarious.
I
No.
know it
That would be so fun, especially due to my grandma Marshall.
That would be funny.
hilarious.
They have weird stuff in their house too, and they would
Even
be
Grandma
like,
Sal though, because I feel like she'd be like,
yeah, like wrap one of her dolls.
Yes.
and then
Would she know though? Like you think she's got those memorized?
it's
Oh,
crazy
I'm
how much
sure.
she knows about it. Sonny's
That's
eating the
hilarious.
Christmas
I
tree,
know, what in the world.
but she has 15, just 15 American Girl dolls.
Oh, really?
And
I
she
thought it
knows
was
this.
more than
I've
that, to be
heard-
honest.
I've heard of
The that's
strange
not the
addiction.
question. Is does she talk to him and do they talk to her?
She doesn't talk to them, but she does dress them, and she does set them up in like scenes for every season. So like Christmas scene, they're like decorating the tree.
I'm sure, like, you guys love that
That's
when you were
so
little.
cute.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I mean-
I love that she loves it. So
Yeah,
but
it's a fun
I
thing
like
for her to
dressing
do.
up the Barbies, so I get it. When I'm cleaning Ken's room, I'm like, get the Barbie's dress. Like, I'll just set her house up for her.
oh
fun.
my, Lucy told me that I did really good at Christmas this year for gifts. So
For her.
There you go.
I know about the ice machine.
Well, I know.
pretty-
What
She
else
got
did
her.
you get her?
Ice machine.
I only knew about
yeah,
this.
apparently that's a thing that ladies want. The pebble ice, like the crunchy ice from
the
Chick-fil-A.
ladies one.
I mean, that's.
I don't know.
I don't know.
any-
Let's see, ladies.
You know, the
I know
little,
Katie
like
wanted one
Chick-fil-A
this year.
ice.
Yeah.
I know. Is it an actual machine?
Yeah, you pour water in it and it makes ice.
Huh.
It's pretty. Yeah,
Jacob's gonna get
I
one.
honestly only
No, I'm
did
not
it.
getting one. I just said, you know.
I only did it so I didn't have to drive to Chick-fil-A and buy bags of ice.
So you can buy bags of ice from Chick-fil-A.
Can
Yeah.
from McDonald's too.
How much
Yeah.
is it?
I don't know. It's
I
like
don't know.
$3. The thing about it is you put it in your freezer and it like
Doesn't
Clumps up
Yeah.
probably.
together. It
Yeah.
all sticks together.
I didn't know you could do that. Is there ice different than
Reagan,
other
what do
ice?
you think?
Yeah, it's the crunchy ice.
Get her some
Yeah, but
crunchy
can't
ice.
You get those other places?
No,
I think
Huh.
ice is just a waste anyway.
It's frozen water.
Just if you want your drink cold, just put it in the fridge.
Yeah, there used to be a day and age where only people had ice.
You're
They didn't even have water.
and even
They had to thaw out
Oh
their
yeah,
drinking
like
water.
in Frozen when they go and they get the ice in the beginning.
Actually, what were we talking about?
I don't know, but
Christmas presents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
feel like
were.
Oh,
talking
what
about-
else did you get her? Right? Is that what we're?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had an
yeah, you
ice
told us
machine.
about
What else
ice.
did you get?
ice machine, and then I got her a mattress cooling thing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like a
she's-
fan or like
no,
a
it's like
thing
a
you lay
it's like
on?
a thing you lay on,
Like
and
a
it
mat,
has like the
kinda.
water, the lines that go through it.
Huh.
And yeah,
Nice.
Does it work?
yeah, she loves it. Because she gets night sweats, and so
So do I.
it like takes them
Different
away or
reasons though.
whatever.
Different reasons.
So I got her a bunch of cold things this year.
That's funny.
So
That
that
I- yeah,
works.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
should
she
have just
said,
been like this. I got you ice machine. Just lay on the ice.
soaking wet. She was
So good.
still the
You're
same.
not sweating.
Still the same result. Yeah. But yeah, so that was good. That was
Becca,
good.
I didn't get anything for Christmas.
you guys didn't. What did you get
Yeah, I got a
from
birthday
your
party, but I said that on the last one.
Did you talk about
Oh,
your birthday
yeah.
party in the last one?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think a little because it was the night before.
Oh, you're right. You're
But
right.
that was my Christmas present and anniversary present and birthday present.
Yeah.
And actually rolled into
It's next year.
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
yeah,
Day.
yeah, probably, probably.
She loved it though.
Oh yeah, I did
That's
love
great.
it. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's just
We
me.
didn't. Oh yeah,
what
what
did
was
I get
yours?
for Christmas?
I don't know. What'd you get?
I know you got a cup. I
You
wrapped
got
it
that.
for
You
you.
got the thing
Oh,
for your car.
I got a
Oh, yeah.
like a screen for my car or whatever.
Those are cool.
Nice.
You
I don't know how
remember-
to explain it?
Like you got used to like buy like an upgrade package and you have to take it somewhere, right? They'd like
Yeah,
take
they
out
put-
your whole console and put in the touch screen, but now you can just buy the
Yeah, you
basically a tablet for your
The
car.
only thing about it is that you have multiple cords coming out of it, which I don't love.
Mm.
That is
But
true.
I mean,
Is it like
whatever.
Yeah.
CarPlay?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what it
why I
is.
wanted it.
It's
'cause
not
I
as
wanted
neat,
CarPlay.
but it's
Right,
nice.
but
Yeah.
I mean, it works, and you don't have to pay.
and you can
hundreds
attach a
of
camera
dollars.
to it. So like, if you want a backup camera, you already have
Yes.
one, but
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
you can attach one to it.
We didn't have any little kids around this year, like
And-
younger kids. It felt different. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty.
Yeah, that's coming.
And then you'll be like, I can't wait till they're all older and we actually have a normal Christmas.
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
But little kids, yeah,
I don't
little
know.
kids opening presents really
No,
makes
yes,
the day.
that
It's
is the best.
it's a lot of fun, especially when they get, especially when they're excited about a present. Like this year, we got them the little Spider-Man thing.
Yeah,
We just found it at the dollar store. This
Oh,
little
yeah.
Spider-Man. I don't even know what was it.
It's
Rubber.
Like it's a rubber Spider-Man
Yeah.
that you blow up. It has like
It's
a
a
hole that you
balloon.
can blow up.
yes, you can
But
actually
you
blow
don't
it up.
tie it or anything. You just keep blowing it up.
It was
Yeah,
their
yeah.
favorite gift.
And they just loved it. We just found it at the dollar store.
That's the best.
It was just so funny. I just love it when they open up a present
are so
and
easy
they
to buy
see
for.
and they see a Spider-Man thing and you just hear Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, so we have, when we went to Kentucky, we got presents for our ones there, and Eiley, every time she opens a present, she just gets so excited.
yeah.
And then when you open a present, she gets excited. So who was opening a present when somebody was opening a present? I think it was William was opening his present, her brother, and like he opened it up, and it was was it the Toodles one? All the Toodles from Mickey Mouse. And like instead of him saying anything, you just hear from her. Like she just gets so excited. It was so
Dun, dun,
funny,
dun.
and it's so fun getting her presents when she just gets excited no matter what it is.
yeah.
I love that I can like walk into Five Below and get every single one of my nieces and
Yes.
nephews.
Oh, yeah.
That's the nice part. Like
One stop
we-
shop.
Yeah, you can buy like 10 presents
Yeah.
for each one and maybe spend $100.
I
because
debated
it's
on-
They'll love it. They'll love
Yeah,
it.
they
I
do.
debated on doing that with Lucy, just getting her like a ton of stuff.
like
just
little
smaller
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, little stuff. Yeah. Because I think I don't know what's
Yeah.
better, quantity,
I don't know.
Or
quantity, or
I think,
quality.
I think it depends
quality.
on what the quality is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like Lucy, do you want millions of stuff or a new car?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Right.
depend
There's
on the.
definitely a line there.
You
at
never
some
know.
point.
And you're
Yeah,
right,
I
there is.
definitely feel like it's quality though, because I wouldn't want a ton of little.
Yeah, things that I'm not gonna. Yeah, I would. want
I think of
quality.
it like when I buy presents now. I think of it in the way of if it's not food. I think of it like when I buy her something, I have to ask myself, is she going to use it?
Mm.
Because there's no point in buying something that like you're not going to use.
Mhm.
Like that's why I like buying people like mugs, stuff like I got you that one mug
Yep.
because at least you'll
I
use
haven't
it.
seen the
Yep.
mug.
Like oh yeah,
You
you,
guys
have
talk
to
about it.
show
Well,
it.
here, I'll need picture it. I'll help you picture it.
Okay.
Picture our logo
Mm.
on a white mug with a black handle.
Yes.
And on the back of it says "What's up, girl," which is our
First
Oh.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a regular mug or a travel?
It's a regular mug. I mean, you could travel with it if you really
You
wanted to.
could.
Isn't any mug a travel mug if you take it with you
It's
anywhere?
got a handle, so that's how you know. You
Is that an
travel.
argument right there? Any
That
mug's
is.
a travel
Kind of is, I
mug.
think you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anybody... Good.
sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Damn.
Okay. Okay.
Oh man, I got a 3D printer for Christmas.
You
What?
did?
Oh.
You did?
I did.
I
Ben,
was
telling you.
looking at them.
Ben is nuts.
Have you made anything?
I have, yeah.
Get
So Ben got me a 3D printer for Christmas, which I kind of like have been like looking at. I love the idea of them, looking at them for like a
Yeah.
while.
I was looking at them on Amazon the other day.
Yeah, and so I put it on my list kind of like as a joke, like, to like fill it in or whatever.
And
And he went for it,
That's
which I did
probably
not.
really expensive.
It was like
It can
$200.
be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but he's
Wow.
buying everybody a gift, so that is a lot.
Ben is
Man.
nuts. Yeah, but
that is so cool.
My,
that
so-
you
my
have
brothers
one.
don't do things like that.
No, we
Mine
don't.
either.
We do not. Our sisters don't do things like that.
Well, this one has a husband, or
That's
she
true.
would do things like that.
oh my. But Christmas
no, then I wouldn't have any money.
But
We're not
Christmas
doing
Day, I sunk probably like 3 straight hours into building it. So
Oh, you had to build it?
yeah, like it comes in a box. You have to put it together.
Okay. I didn't know.
So
But yeah,
have you made anything?
I have. It's awesome.
What'd
So
you make?
I've made I got a 3D printer. Jacob's back. I made so like the first print you're supposed to make is like this little tugboat, and basically it helps you calibrate to see if you need to adjust any settings or whatever. And so you can make anything. I've made a couple different like little just model things. But you can make anything you can possibly imagine. And
Yeah.
so it's like the gift that keeps on giving. and
I
I'm
know a
hyped
guy
about it.
because the guy that I work with has one. I was talking with him this week about it because I want one,
Oh yeah,
and he uses it for like home repairs.
dude,
If
yeah,
something breaks, he'll just make whatever it is.
That
Well, I
is
mean,
so
depending
cool.
on what it
you
is.
totally can.
But yeah, he just makes one, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that is so cool. So he's supposed to be getting me like the brand and stuff that they use that he has because he's been
Yeah.
using them for years.
What's great about it is it's free, kind of free. I mean, you have
Well,
to
yeah.
pay for like the filament, the plastic that
Yeah.
it's made out of, but all like the files and stuff, you can go on this website and just look up anything and find
And
it.
just find the
That
file.
is really
Or
cool,
you can go
yeah.
on, or you can download like AutoCAD.
Is the
type of-
filament like expensive?
It's not, so you can
I don't
get
think so.
a roll of a pretty big roll of filament for like $15.
Oh, okay.
See,
But
I
it's
had
like a love hate thing.
yeah, I had to take an AutoCAD class
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was so I can actually design things and
That's
then put it into a different format, make it. So I really want to.
I'm hoping to get to that point
Yeah,
eventually,
yeah.
but I'm just
I wanna
learning
do
it
that.
right now. I did a 28-hour print the other day,
Oh,
and like
goodness.
it failed in like the last 4 hours.
Oh,
my
that's a bummer.
goodness.
Yeah, so like your settings have to be be on in order
Yeah.
for it to.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
there
like
is a little bit of
they're very precise. What
skill
did you
to it.
guys see Lincoln's pocket knife?
yeah.
That was somebody made that with 3D printer.
Yes.
Really?
Oh,
That's
really?
sweet.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wondered.
That's
I
super
didn't-
cool.
It's it's plastic. You could when you see it, you can see the design on it, and they put his name in it, and I'm like,
That
you
is
could just
super
sell
cool.
things like that to people
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
however much, and
But
then they put his name in it. So
That's super cool. Yeah,
and like even stuff like that, you can have the pocket knife design and then just add the name on it for whoever orders it.
yeah.
Because they ordered it off. What's that called? Etsy? Is that
Yeah.
or something?
Oh, that's super cool.
yeah.
But
That's cool.
the one thing about the printer is that basically you tell it what to do and it doesn't know if it did something wrong. So like one of my first prints, if the print detaches from the bed,
Uh-huh.
it'll just continue to print, and so it literally prints a giant like pile of plastic
Of plastic.
spaghetti. Like it's just a huge thing, and you're like, oh no. But I'm really excited about it. I love it.
That is cool. Did you
Well,
get anything, Jacob? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What did you buy yourself for Christmas?
Did you buy anything?
I
Did you?
actually did buy it because I had money left from doing hair.
Oh yeah.
What'd you
Oh
get?
yeah, she got me
Commercial time.
a wallet from
Lost
Oh
Dutchman?
yeah.
mhm.
Welcome
From
to the family.
yeah yeah
Dude,
I
got
like
the-
it.
he got a bill full.
Yeah.
He was excited.
No, I love it. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
they're awesome, man.
They are
Yeah.
nice.
I had to buy
Got
it
'em
for
the
Becca
hefty.
to have it shipped to my house, and I got a keychain, so I haven't gotten an actual wallet yet.
Which was that keychain supposed to be mine?
No, I bought a keychain.
Oh.
I bought it.
Jacob looks at it, it has like a JC on it.
I love it.
Oh no, Jacob's against monogramming. Well, not anymore, I guess.
It is
but
kind of stupid, but
Yeah.
I used to like when it became popular. I wanted everything monogrammed, and he was always
whose
like,
shirt
"It's so
is this?
dumb."
Oh, it's this guy's. Good thing he's got his initials on it.
Yeah,
On a shirt?
I mean, but what?
Well,
It
I
kinda
would
takes-
say that in
Just a picture of
Kentucky,
yourself.
everybody monogrammed.
Yeah, that was
Everything.
yeah.
That
I
is
didn't
true.
know that was a trend.
In
Yeah.
Kentucky, it was.
Really?
I didn't know it was a trend. I kind of thought it was always there.
Yeah.
It was
I
just
think it's always
if you
been a
wanted
thing,
to or
and
not.
then it-
Yeah, but they
But I
started
think it-
popular.
I think the thing was it used to be pretty expensive, and now that everyone can do it, it's not as big
But
of a
what's
deal.
funny,
Yeah.
one year his family knew how he felt about it, so his mom and sister-in-law, whatever, both got me stuff monogrammed
That's hilarious.
because they knew Jacob hated
'Cause they
it.
knew
and I
Jacob
liked
hated
it. So they got me
Becca loses
everything
that
was
shirt though.
monogrammed.
Yeah.
We'll know where to return it.
It reminds me of like elementary
An
school.
address on it. Here's a spare key taped to it.
Right. Yeah.
Here's everything for the house.
It reminds me of elementary school when you have like the little tag in your coat for your
Yeah.
name or like your
Yes.
lunchbox. And you like no one ever monogrammed them. You just wrote it on with Sharpie.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah,
But-
You just start writing your name on everything.
Lost Dutchman though, he does like specific. Like if you want him to do something custom,
Yeah.
he'll make it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a laptop bag. I know
Yeah.
that would cost like
That would be
$7,000.
He's done them before. I don't know.
Aren't they really hard though? Like the big stuff like that.
well, if
Or
you
are
think
they-
about it, it's just a bigger wallet.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
or it's
not.
just really
But
expensive.
it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Gotta be really.
Maybe it depends on the leather and stuff, but
Didn't he make a wallet for your mom or something like a
A
purse or like
he
a bigger
did. Ben made a purse for
or
mom,
something like that.
and that was kind of like his own like side project thing, because like it's difficult for them to do custom stuff. They do it for friends and family, so you
Right.
could probably get it done. But yeah,
It probably
Nate-
would cost.
I mean, I should get paid for plugging it on the pod.
There
right?
you go. We're
starting
a business.
You
Yeah.
getting paid from here?
Yeah.
All right, John, give him some money.
Well, Daniel installed the light. I think that was our payment for being on the
No,
pod.
this was calling us even for the smoker that he got for me.
Oh, okay.
The one I had to work on for 16 hours.
That you got for free.
That's true. Hey, I had to
Oh, boy.
order the parts.
And
I
you
had to
did
pay
fix
for
it?
them. Yeah, it worked.
It's working?
Yeah,
You
it
didn't have
worked.
to pay for the
Good job.
parts though.
No, I didn't. The parts were free.
Yeah, everything
and I still have a
was
2-year
free.
warranty on
Yeah.
it, so you're welcome.
That's so great. So anyway, mermaids.
I know. I was just gonna say.
Are we-
how long
are we
have you
diving
been
into
doing
that?
Do we want to
the-
get into it?
We can.
I'm
so
excited.
let's not just jump right into mermaids.
Oh no, let's jump.
but
in
like,
Mermaids.
let's just say,
Who did I get on Blurry Creatures? Dan, are you listen to him now?
Yeah, I do listen to
And
him.
then I got Becca on
Yes,
Blurry
Do you,
Creatures.
man?
and me.
Amanda
dude.
started this
Started
week.
listening to it this week.
Jacob?
Jacob's not going to. No.
Okay, let me tell you though. First impressions of Blurry Creatures. I started listening to it and I was at work, like as I'm working, I'm listening, and all of a sudden I'm like and I'm like, man, why can't I breathe right now? Like I was like, man, I think I'm having anxiety, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's this podcast is really stressing me out.
They do a certain vibe too with their music.
That's what
and
I'm
stuff.
saying.
Music
And I
too
was
in it.
like-
The
Yeah.
Sasquatch noise. Is
And then I told
weird.
Becca, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can listen to this stuff. Like I'm
I'm gonna
going
have to-
home and I'm
I
like looking
listened
for
to too much.
Grasshopper Man behind me.
Yeah.
Like,
After
Dude.
this week, I gotta take a break. 'cause
yeah.
It's
I
a
was
lot.
like getting mad at my kids because I was like thinking so much and I was like jerking everywhere. And I was like yelling at them.
You're like, Mom, what?
Last night, I watched all the stuff on the Miami aliens last night.
Yeah.
And as I was
Oh, my
walking to my
word.
apartment, I kid you not, I was like, I'm like this.
Dude,
And then like, I kept thinking I was going to see these big locusts, like grasshopper people. But-
I know, dude. I find myself just like looking up in the sky now.
Yeah.
looking
Like
Yeah.
just like gazing. Like
yeah, every
what
bird
is-
that flies by, I'm like,
yeah.
are you
Yeah,
real
yeah.
or are you a
Like I
camera
would
bird?
never like I'll just look at the sky and be like, oh yeah, stars, but now I'm like, aliens.
Like,
Where are they?
You see a bird fly, I'm on to you.
I know.
I'm
I know.
on to you.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it poops
it's-
on you. Oh, never mind.
yeah, I mean, I listen to it sometimes at church and like in an empty building.
yes.
Oh,
You know,
I,
like-
I probably couldn't do
You're
that.
listening to like the Skinwalkers episode, and you're like,
That's hilarious.
you go into like a dark room, and you're just like, what is going on?
I was-
didn't expect them to be so serious on their podcast.
They're
I thought they were-
100% serious.
I thought they were going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
no, but I know. I thought they were going to have some humor in it, though. It's like
Yeah.
really serious.
No,
Even
it's-
the first episode. Did you listen to the first one? Did
No,
everybody listen
no.
to the first one? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, like
I didn't know.
I
that.
need
It's
to do
it's
that.
funny when you listen to that one, then you listen to like where they're at when they bring people on and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the first one was just kind of like, oh, okay, they are talking about Bigfoot,
Yeah, like
But
maybe.
and then when you get into like the mermaid ones, I haven't listened to the Skinwalker ones, but stuff like that, like it's insane.
well,
Yeah.
that other guy, Dan Duvall, he's into weird
Yeah,
stuff.
he's crazy.
He's got a podcast too that I saved it.
Is
so
he
I
the
can go back and
one-
Find it, but
Is he the one that's not a pastor, but has the
Yes,
ministry?
he is
though?
a pastor.
Or he is a pastor.
yeah.
Okay, so he has the ministry of
But
dealing
he
with
helps people that were abused
go
by
through-
the
satanic ritual abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
Which is
survivors
like-
or something.
The
Yeah,
Hitler
it's-
Project one that was.
I haven't listened
I
to
haven't
that
listened to
one
that one
yet.
yet.
yeah.
that was-
Well,
They
'cause
said
I wanna
that's their most
start over
popular.
because the newer ones are like so deep into things.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
are.
I don't even understand some of this stuff.
I know they're
I
hitting
need
like
to start from the beginning.
they reference the Bible so many times, and now I'm like sitting there
I
reading my Bible like,
know.
I feel like I'm
Looking
reading
for
it
stuff,
and I'm
you know what I
looking for
mean?
yeah, I'm like looking for. I'm not looking for the
Yeah.
Lord to speak to me. I'm like, what can I find in here?
I
that's
know.
like weird. when
now
he
I'm like,
comes
is the
out?
word squatch in the Bible?
Well,
Sasquatch.
Dustin messaged our whole family this morning, and he
Sam! What it doesn't say in the thing?
said, he messaged in the chat this morning and said, "Did you guys hear about the aliens in Miami?" Now I totally forget where I was going with this. What did I say?
You can look back at
I'm
the chat.
assuming
if
you were
need
just
to.
going to talk about it because we
Miami aliens.
were watching it all night talking about it.
And what is and today is the 6th. What is today? What's the date?
Sixth.
Oh, the 6th. This happened yesterday.
No,
Well,
okay. This is where it gets interesting. It happened
Oh, you're-
Monday.
Monday, really?
It was
But
Monday.
they didn't report it until Thursday or Friday.
Yes.
And all of the footage that was taken inside the mall has disappeared. Nobody can find any. And they deployed like 60 cops or something.
Crazy.
And the black
I know.
helicopter was sent, which means something. I just don't know
And
what.
all
But
this
apparently
info
it
is
means
from
something.
alienhunters.com. So.
Who do you call? Alien hunter.
Jacob will
But
probably
the
make
interesting,
Well, I was
the
getting
the whole
like
time.
verses this morning because
What-
about the locust. Because
Oh,
they said
yeah,
it
yeah.
looked like a big
Yeah,
grasshopper.
like a big grasshopper
And,
walking around.
You know, the locusts come out of the ground and out of the smoke out of the ground. And
Yeah.
But that's,
all that. I'm
that's
like,
But I'm pretty sure it's
After
after
the
the
rest.
rap. Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't know though because listen, I was
Yes.
reading it.
Pull out the word.
And
What, it's
Actually,
really
I meant
just
to
her
have my Bible
phone?
sitting here.
what is it? Revelation
9.
9? Yeah.
Verse
Okay,
3, I
they
think.
should not- Okay.
Are you starting backwards? Are you starting at the end and going? I read from Revelation to Genesis. That's how I read.
Oh,
That's what I was
I
saying
mean-
because you said you were reading it today, and I was like,
oh no, because I was thinking about this.
I gotcha,
Not
yeah.
She, like,
full
looked
time
it up.
reading.
Yeah,
I
She
started-
even
The
reads the
Lord
words.
gave me this today. No.
He's like, I even
Okay,
read the words
So
backwards.
it says, and he opened. Okay. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God on their foreheads. And to them it was given that day should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. So Ben would know a little bit about that because didn't he get bit by a scorpion? I'm just kidding.
Nate did get bit by a
Oh, it
scorpion.
was
Nate did?
Yeah,
funny.
he should have told that story.
But anyway, it says that they came out of the ground. But what did I say last night, Beck?
Bad timing.
I don't remember.
Sam. Amazing nugget. It was
I feel like I
right
have
there.
to
And
read the
almost-
whole.
You,
all of
I remember
Revelation.
you saying
You
it.
said it.
You did say it. Like you can't find it.
Mm-mm.
On verse 4.
Well, actually, we should just went back and listened to the podcast.
I was actually reading in Genesis. I think it was yesterday, and I read out of a Ruckman reference just because his stuff in there. If you've ever read his stuff, it's kind of wild. And I like glanced out into his notes, and it said something like it said that like the giants survived the flood.
In his reference thing?
Yeah, he referenced the giants that survived the
survived.
flood, and I was like, wait a minute.
Okay. Do you believe in the center of the earth?
Wait a minute.
Okay, I made a list of conspiracy theories that I was like, do we even believe in these? Because we have to believe in all of them to believe this is true.
I know. But it's actually crazy. I would love to.
You need to read Journey to the Center. No.
No, it's the
I
Smoky
always
God.
think it's Journey to
The
Journey.
Smoke
It's
of
I
God.
can probably give it to you. I have
Me and
it
Becca
somewhere.
read it
It's
a couple
tiny,
years
tiny
ago.
book.
Oh, really?
But it's super interesting. I'll
What's
find
the
it.
book
I'll find it.
that Ruckman has? That's
His is the
the dark
Black is beautiful.
Black is beautiful.
Black is
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah,
I
He
should
has
read
a-
that.
I
bunch
don't know
of
if I
them.
should read that.
but apparently
I'm
it's
a
like
scaredy cat,
it can be a
I'm
little freaky.
That's
Yeah.
pretty trippy.
I'll read it.
I don't-
100%. I'll read it.
I'm pretty sure. I think he talks about the black helicopter.
Let's read it on the podcast.
Dude.
We can do like a
like
audio
a book
book.
club.
Audio
No,
book.
like we can read it and discuss it.
There you
That'd
go.
be fun.
Actually, you could do that with your listeners.
That's basically a React
Dan.
type thing. What is that?
Sam
Sam, what are you jamming to over there?
he's playing a game.
We're still rolling. We're still rolling.
Oh, we're
Everybody
gonna
bear
go
with
right
us.
through it.
We can't
Alright.
keep stopping.
Could dance
Music's
along
going.
with us.
Everybody dance if you're listening. There we go.
Okay, so but we all chose to listen to a specific Blurry Creatures. Can we just take a second and talk about their actual podcast name?
It's perfect.
It's so
It's amazing.
genius.
It really is.
It is.
because
Their
every
podcast is
single
perfect.
video picture that you see of these creatures, they're
Is blurry.
all blurry.
Yeah.
Every single one.
You know.
That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons you're like we can't get a clear image of something
Yeah.
with the technology we have nowadays.
Well,
Well,
they
that's-
talk about
That's
how
why I
like
think there's nothing in any
Sasquatch.
of it. But
They say
Yeah.
that the Sasquatch know they can
Yes.
like sense.
That Sasquatch can
or
sense
something.
technology, and I'm like, Jacob
It
really
just sounds
wants
like
to-
a cop out. Like we can't get a clear picture. Oh, well, it's because he senses technology.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
does. It does.
That's it.
Well, that's why I was laughing when I listened to the like 4th episode, which we talked about this at church. They had this guy on who was like part of an Indian. What's that called? An Indian. What are they called?
Like a cult?
Group? No,
a
just in
tribe.
general.
Indigenous
tribe.
person or whatever.
Part of a tribe. Yeah. No, I talked about that one with the 4th person,
Yeah.
and
I know
he
who you're
talked
talking
about. You remember this? He was talking about how he sees him all the time.
Yeah.
And he went out and like away from the world for like however many years, and basically lived close to him.
Yeah.
And how they were like, he told us like, yeah, I would hide in these bushes, and they would come and eat. Someone was eating our onions, so he hid in the bushes, and all of a sudden he jumped out. He's like, yeah, it was a little youth squatch, little youth, whatever they're called. In
Yeah,
their
a
tribe.
baby squatch.
A youth, yeah, like, no, not a baby, a youth,
Oh, okay.
a teenage squatch, and it like jumped and ran away, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that seems sus. He didn't have a camera with him, did he?
And
No.
then he said all the guys with him are like, quit messing with him, man. And it's like, I don't know about that.
But the thing, here's where I get hung up, is like, I think I think a lot of Christians just assume that all these people that have experiences are either on drugs or they lost their mind.
Yes.
Which is true.
But I don't think that
Joking.
I don't think that everybody that's had experiences are like crazy people. I
don't
think that
think
there
so
are
either.
people that have actually seen stuff. And I think what Christians do too is they're like, oh, angels or demons. Whatever happens, it's either
Yeah.
angels or demons. But in reality, I think that there actually are creatures that
Angels
we
and
don't
demons.
I
know
think
about.
Dan Duvall
Yeah,
said
I
in
think
this podcast, like some of them are glorifying God and
Yeah.
some of them aren't. Like not all creatures that people see or whatever spirits that people see necessarily are serving Satan.
Right, right.
Which is
Yeah.
interesting because I mean, like, you know, we know that there's a war going on in this room right now that we can't see. Like we know that.
hmm
So I mean, that
Yeah.
means there's both
You-
sides.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what's actually crazy? Speaking of the spiritual world, so we went to my dad and Nate and I went to snow camp. Dad preaches at this snow camp every year, and so we tagged along with him. And there's a medium, what's it called? Like neighborhood, like compound, and medium as in those people that can read your palms or like
Yeah.
kind of like are in between the spiritual realm or whatever.
Fortune teller type.
Yeah, just
thing?
like weird people like that.
No.
Like, they
Um,
call them mediums.
They call them mediums, but there's a medium compound probably like 30 minutes from the camp. And every time we pull in, I remember Dad, because we've been going to this camp for years. Every time we pull into the town or whatever, Dad's always like, "This is just a spiritually dark place."
Really?
Yeah,
You could
he just
feel it.
he feels it,
We should go there.
and I know it's crazy. They don't
Do a
let you in.
podcast there.
They don't let you in.
They won't let you in. So like, I was talking
Wait,
to the
like in the town?
yeah, it's like it's a closed compound, like a private community.
But they let you, or you can't go in just randomly.
So apparently, like celebrities and like people will go in there and like
Probably.
have their fortune given to them or whatever. And so I was talking to the pastor of this camp, and he was telling me about how Christians have like gone in there and stuff to like witness to people, and they'll like stop them at the gate and be like, you know, like, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. Stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. And so
I need to go to this place.
I know it's actually
so
wild.
interesting.
It gets deeper. So they had this church that puts on the camp in New York, upstate New York. They had a preacher from down south come and preach at their church, and a medium came to one of their services. To somebody invited him or whatever. So a medium came to one of their services, and you know those paintings, like old paintings of people, and they have like the different like rings around their head. Like maybe
Yeah.
in like a Catholic church
Yeah.
or something, like Mary will have like rings around her head or something.
Okay, yeah.
Like a circle or
Yeah, like rays. It almost looks like.
Yeah.
So apparently, the mediums say that they see that aura over people's heads, and it's either a light aura or a dark aura. And they say Christians always have a light aura,
really.
and or people that are like good people have a light aura, whatever.
So you don't have to be a Christian necessarily.
Well, I
You
don't know,
probably are.
because the story they had this pastor come in and preach at their church. They don't really know him that well, but he was traveling through whatever. And the medium said that this guy had a dark aura around his head, and he wasn't who he said he was. And so they found out later that he basically got kicked out of his church. He had like a large Baptist church in down south, and he got kicked out of his church because of alcoholism. And so he was going to churches that didn't know him and preaching at these churches, like,
Okay.
so his ministry was still intact or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the medium said he had a dark aura around him and he's not who he said he was.
Really?
And then he got in trouble later for like a DUI or something like that after the fact.
Huh.
Isn't that wild?
Weird.
That is weird.
But yeah.
I would love to know my aura.
I know,
I
right?
know. I'm like,
I don't know about.
I don't know if I want to know.
I want to have a green aura.
Look at you. I just
Well, yeah.
feel weird if they're like, you have a dark aura, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Fine, then I'm going all out.
I'm like, you know
Done.
what? Doesn't surprise me.
Oh my word.
Wake up tomorrow for church and be like, should I go? I have a dark aura.
Yeah. But Satan worshipers crack me up because like they crack me up for one because the whole point was not for Satan to be worshipped. Like Satan doesn't even want these people to worship him.
Right.
All he wants is for people to not worship God.
Yeah.
And so it's like Satan's probably looking at these people like, yes, devil worship. Like, yes,
Right.
you're so dumb. You don't get it. You're so dumb.
You guys ever heard that story from Sam Gipp about the little girls that went up to the devil worshiper?
Oh, have we ever heard that story, Jacob?
What is it? Tell it.
Just tell it.
sarcastic.
I was being
He's
sarcastic
being
because he says
sarcastic.
it
He's
every
heard it
time.
so many
it counts.
times.
Oh,
I thought you were
probably-
gonna tell the story on here though.
Oh, well, I should probably. I should
They
know
were
by
out
heart at
soul-winning,
this
and he told him to laugh.
point. Yeah, he told him to yeah.
If you ever come across a Satan worshiper, laugh at them because they're worshiping a loser or something.
Right.
So the girls did it. They go up to the door, and the guy's like, does he say I worship
Well,
Satan?
first
I
he like
think."
go.
Yeah,
like-
he goes
Yeah.
across the stage like the Grinch.
You guys don't remember this?
I've definitely heard him.
I was
Definitely
gonna
heard him
say you've had to have heard
Yeah.
it.
And then
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, they start laughing at the guy. You worship a loser. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, oh, and he closes the door. I don't know. I don't even really remember it, I guess.
Yeah.
I know I've heard it a million
I-
times.
But yeah, that spiritual stuff is crazy.
It is.
The one place that really, okay, so like on land, it seems kind of weird that we can't get any like pictures or video of stuff. Like
Yeah.
the Miami one, it's like a blurry.
Even Sasquatch, I'm like,
Yeah,
how have we not?
Because it's just a bear.
I don't know.
That's walking
That-
on time.
That is one I don't
A
know
bear that
about
can time
I'm like,
travel.
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like there's no way with our technology we wouldn't be able to catch it on.
Which probably means
Do you
want to give
him the headphones?
That's a great idea. What's he
You
playing?
guys want to listen to Dan
Dark stuff.
to Sam play this? You want to say hi now?
Sam, you gonna say hi in the pod?
Want to say hi to the podcast?
just put the headphones on. Call it a day.
That's a great idea.
Well, so you were saying talking about the ocean though.
Yes,
That's interesting.
Oh,
because
boy, the ocean.
We have explored what 2% of the ocean.
that's what
10.
I don't know. That's what I was
10%?
gonna
Or
say.
no, we haven't even explored 10. I don't think.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like that. And so
If anything seems legit, it would be in the
it
ocean.
would be in the ocean.
Okay, so here's my thing about the ocean. Ever since I was a little kid, I was so afraid of the ocean. And I always said, like, I remember saying as a kid, you just don't know what's in there. And I think it's really interesting that a lot of kids are afraid of it because
Yeah.
they don't know what's in there.
Because you don't.
And I really think that it's the darkest place. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be.
All right, I got a
Where our
verse.
sins are.
Yes, that's true. Sins are cast into the depths of the sea. And I got a verse for you that I came across
And your Bible reading this
when
morning?
when Dad was preaching on the vials. Okay, so the seven, I think it's the seven
I don't think I
vials.
was in there.
Yeah.
Basically, it's when God says, "Okay, it's time to judge the earth, and judgment is going to come."
And he opens. Yeah.
and
okay.
and these angels have vials that they pour out on the
Mhm.
earth. And so some of them are like one of them is like sores. They pour out this vial,
Yeah.
and
One was the blood, right?
and then another one's like the
Yeah.
blood. It turns to rivers and waters the blood.
Yeah.
And this
We
one,
listen to your preaching sometimes, Pastor John.
I know. And the
If he
second,
listens to this.
okay, so it's Revelation 16:3. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea.
Oh, every living soul.
Every living soul.
Every living
Souls in the
soul
sea.
died in the sea. So I actually brought it up to Dad, and he was like, maybe there's people swimming in the sea.
I feel like there
And I'm
probably
like,
is.
okay.
Oh, just people swimming.
Oh,
Like,
I'm like,
no,
okay,
no,
sure.
No.
Don't
Sure.
make it that easy.
Oh,
Come
But
on, man.
soul died in the sea. And I was like, that seems legit. Like there's
Yeah.
actual.
No, I have always felt like there are definitely things in the sea. Like,
Dude, we went snorkeling. When I went snorkeling in Hawaii
see
on
a
our
mermaid?
honeymoon, no, I didn't see a mermaid.
John's like waving at it down.
But we were like in the coral reef area, and then I went over this like.
And you were in a coral reef area, and then what happened?
Yeah, so you're just swimming along, and there's all these fish. It's pretty shallow. There's deeper parts, but you can like see the bottom of the ocean
yeah.
that you're in. And then you go over this like this knoll or this hump or whatever, and then it's just like there's like nothing. You can't see the bottom. It's just like vast, deep.
Just opened up.
Yeah.
Like, was it like cliff, or did it slowly?
It just slowly just goes down. It wasn't like a sheer cliff
until you couldn't see.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're like, I look at that, I'm like, no way. I literally turned around. I was like, I'm not going any further. Like
Yeah.
that dude is just crazy. It's so vast and so like unexplored. It's it's got to hold stuff in there.
Reminds me of Nemo when he
Dude,
swims out and it just drops.
That's literally
But,
what
like,
it was like. Yeah.
It's just this
I couldn't do
giant.
that.
Besides the fact that there's water, just this huge area. Like,
Yeah.
and you don't know. And then does it make it worse that the fact there's no light?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, so when you go down, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Like,
when I was in Cozumel, and I was like, I'm getting in the ocean. I'm in Cozumel. Like,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to. So I get in the ocean, and I start swimming out, and I went farther out than I thought I would. And it was pretty deep.
yeah.
But, like, randomly, all of a sudden, I would just be like, I gotta go back, I gotta go back. I started swimming super fast.
Dude.
And then some lady's like, there's a stingray. And I was like, what? And I, like, swam as fast as I could.
Dude, sharks and stingrays are the least of
I
our worries at
cannot.
that point.
Probably.
Oh, I also
If you're
went
down there.
I also went jet skiing in the Caribbean, and I was terrified the entire I got off this jet ski. I had a huge gash in my
put the mic
in
up.
my hand because I was gripping it so hard because
Oh,
I
like
was
a blister?
so scared. Yeah,
Like, just-
and I was bleeding. Like,
Oh my
and
God.
it's
Yeah.
hard. But I was so scared. I was like, I'm just gonna be driving this thing, and something like a shark's gonna jump out and eat me or
Yeah.
something. Or I
I
was
was-
afraid that they were gonna like play with me and like get me to fall off the jet ski. I
Yeah.
was like, if I fall off this thing, I'm not getting back on it.
Yeah.
Like, this is not good.
you're so when you're in the ocean. So I had one of one of those scary things that you think about that you never want to happen. I had happen to me. And it could have been worse, but like I was swimming with Matthew, my friend Matthew in
Mhm.
Kentucky. And we were jumping off this cliff into the water. I think I told you guys this. And I'm sitting
Lake
there.
or-
I'm sitting a lake in this lake, and I'm sitting there swimming, and I hear Matthew go, "Dan, get out of the water." And I look over,
Lake.
It's just a lake. I look over, and there's a snake just right towards me.
Oh, dude.
And all the snake sees is your head.
yeah.
So you can't do it. So I'm just like float, and all of a sudden I went, dude, you gotta help me. So I swam over, and of course I just started splashing and then he said it just slammed down into the water.
Oh.
But like he came over and helped me out.
Did you
and
get
that
back
was,
in after that?
He was like, dude, let's jump again. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't.
And
think
then I
did.
did. I did one more time.
No.
But like the whole time I'm in there, I'm like that snake's just waiting for me, even though it's this big.
Yeah.
But just that to me, it's also the fact that you're so vulnerable in water because we're not water animals. Like
No.
you're just there.
I saw a big snake in the Maumee River one time. Like
Really?
a big snake.
Maumee River's gross.
Yeah.
Were you swimming?
No, we were fishing.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was.
Did you catch it?
No. This
I had a
scary,
guy.
though.
A guy at work told me they were fishing at the Maumee River, and he was with his church, and all of a sudden the pastor goes, "Everybody, let's pack up and let's go. We need to go." And they were in like a snake pit. He said they were everywhere, like
Oh,
crawling on
dude.
their stuff.
Oh,
And I was
man.
like, I would have ran. I would have been
Gross.
done.
Gross.
I am not a snake
Would have
person,
been the
but
first one out of there.
yeah,
Okay, so we all listened to the
Blurry
Sauce
Creatures.
90 Blurry Creatures podcast. Did you listen to it, Amanda?
I don't think I listened to that one. I
Not
listened to
that
the one with Dan Duvall, the recent
That's
one.
the one I listened to this week, but I
It was-
listened to that one last week.
I listened
Okay,
to
but
the
go
one
ahead,
we
fill me in.
messaged about.
Yeah. So the one with the guy,
Not all the way though, but
the fisherman sees the.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't listen
but
to that
I've
one.
seen that video.
Is that's the one?
the one you guys had to listen to.
I thought
that
the
wasn't
Marine
that one.
Kingdom was the latest one, but I don't.
That's the one I
both of
listened to
those.
was the Marine Kingdom.
Oh,
They
okay.
they in this one the one I listened to they referred to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Yes, me
but
too.
no,
But they have.
they
It's a
have
shorter one too.
yeah.
They have the fisherman on though.
Yes. I want to listen to that one
Yeah.
because I want to actually hear him tell it. The fisherman, you know what I mean?
That's the one. Yeah. Super
Yeah.
good. So basically, this
Or do
dude,
No, it's not like
Yeah.
yeah, this fisherman was fishing off the coast of Nova Scotia, I believe,
Oh,
It
so
was
this isn't.
Nantucket, I think.
This is a different guy.
Nantucket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nantucket,
And
and so he's fishing or whatever. He starts to, and he's like alive, as far as I know, on like TikTok
yeah,
or
I think
something
was
like
his
that.
First time it was live.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
so
you said he's alive. I was like,
I did too, and I was like,
he was alive.
yeah. What do you?
He
So
starts
where are
to
you
hear-
going with this?
He starts to hear like these like sirens and like
Yeah.
calling.
I have a tidbit about sirens later, but we can do it later.
Well, yeah, I mean this is all part of it, but and like he's a fisherman, so he's been on the sea and he knows like what whales sound like. He knows what like dolphins sound like.
Weird whale.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so he like doesn't really recognize it. So he starts recording, and you can hear him. And actually, if people have like gone back and listened to him, like slowed him down, like you hear one of them say, "What does it
I
say?
think Jump to me.
Jump to me" or something like that.
no.
Or
Have you heard this?
Jump for me or
No.
something.
Jump
Yeah.
for me, yeah, it's crazy.
If you play it backwards, it says "Death to America." I'm just kidding.
Why is it always America, dude? It's so funny.
Always America.
But like at one point, he throws a crab overboard, and then he turns around and it comes back onto the boat, and you see it land. That was sus. I was like that.
Like it threw it back.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what he was. That's what he was implying. But that one seemed weird.
So they just want to play catch. That's
all
all
they
it is,
want.
guys.
Yeah.
I just want to play.
Yeah.
But he actually did. They're going like I don't remember the speed he said they were going, but he starts recording and you can see something swimming
Next to the
next to the boat.
Yeah.
So this
he
isn't
said
the
on
guy
both
that's on the
sides.
big boat that was recent. The black
It's
guy.
big, yeah.
Yes.
So it is that guy.
That
okay,
guy.
continue. Sorry.
So what's really crazy is what happens after he has this stuff and posts it.
Yes, this is where it gets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he like he goes to get his check from his captain, and he was followed all the way there, and he gets on his way back. He gets
So
run-
he's back on land. You mean?
He's back on land.
Like-
Yes, they get done. He posts this stuff online.
Okay.
They get back, and he's going to get his check from his captain. And he gets like run off the road, and he breaks his leg, so he can't go out. He can't go back out on another trip. And while from the time he couldn't go back on another trip, the government has this thing called, I should have wrote it down,
Yeah, I don't remember.
but I think it may have said
Shield agents? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, Agents of Shield,
Agents of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Avengers. They have this program
Agent
where
Coulson probably ran him off the road.
they have this program where they randomly select a charter. The government does to board and go out and explore parts of the ocean.
Okay.
So they'll have like this. What are those things called? Those giant containers.
Tanker?
Submarines?
No, they're like the storage containers.
Oh,
Like Oh, just the storage containers.
Yeah,
in
like the
general?
big
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, I
And
know.
they'll put them on, and they have all this equipment in them, and they'll put them on a fisherman boat, and they'll go out and
Drop
do
it.
that. Yeah, and they'll take samples or whatever. So
Okay.
after he gets in a car wreck and breaks his leg, he can't go out, and they chose their charter to go out and explore the spot where he had
Recorded.
seen stuff.
Yeah.
And so they go out there, and like it was like I forget how long they were out there for, but
It was 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then
And they,
after they blocked it off.
yeah, I was gonna say after they
Yeah.
was it
Would let-
after they explored,
Yeah,
then they
yeah.
blocked it off for
Yep.
however long.
They
And
blocked that portion of the ocean off?
Yeah, like made it a no fishing zone.
Yep.
Which
So you-
and then they even said you have to have multiple governments involved to do that because it's an ocean. It's not just the
Yeah.
American.
True.
You know.
True.
So that's interesting.
So they
because,
found
you know,
one of the. Didn't Dan Duvall say that they have armies and something
He
else
was
under
yeah,
there?
he was saying that he's saying that there's aliens in the ocean.
Yeah,
Also,
which
to
are
a certain
mermaids,
extent.
pretty much. I mean,
Yeah,
that would
and
be
then
the same
there
thing.
also
Or
are
cyber-
military
octopus.
bases in the ocean.
yes,
Yeah.
they talked about that.
Yeah. So basically, after the expedition came back, the fishing boat came back. They blocked it off, and it was like the punishment was like $100,000 fine
if
or
you
like
go there.
if you get caught fishing in the area,
Oh
Yeah.
my
or like 10 years in prison or something like that, something crazy.
God. What in the
So the stuff
world?
that happens after the fact is pretty wild.
Yeah, well, like validates it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're like,
yeah.
What do you think, Jacob?
Kind of reminds me of a movie where this one guy,
Oh no.
his dad he just lived on the shore like in Maine, and then his mom was actually part of Atlantis. And she came ashore one time and, obviously gave birth with this guy.
Gave birth with this guy.
And he kind of trained throughout his life, and then eventually he went to the bottom of the ocean. I think it was Neptune's trident. And became Aquaman.
Oddly familiar.
I mean, if the mermaids look like him,
it sounds very similar.
Oh man!
The problem is, I don't think they do.
How funny would it be? They go back to interview that guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw Aquaman. I saw him.
I have his trident.
I have his trident."
So what were you gonna say about sirens?
Well, so I was looking it up because I was whatever. Just after listening, looking at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Apparently, originally in Greek mythology, sirens were half women, half bird. And they sang to draw sailors.
To draw
death.
sailors.
But that makes more sense to me that they would be birds and they would sing. Because
Yeah.
like mermaids singing doesn't.
Yeah,
that's
they're
crazy.
underwater. Yeah,
that's just where I draw a lot.
The half bird, half fish.
insane.
That's
There's actually some,
I feel like
traction on that thought. but
Jacob's the bring things back to reality guy over
no,
there.
you can't have Jacob on this
That
podcast.
just brings everything back.
I bring the common sense.
So Jacob, do you think Sasquatch can sense technology?
No,
5G.
that clearly explains why we can't need pictures.
5G rays.
So the question is though, I'm wondering, is a siren and a mermaid the same thing?
No.
well, people nowadays they're
You know what I
considered
mean?
the same thing, but
Now,
originally
yeah.
they were not. They were.
But you're talking about the
birds.
mythology part of it. If you go back then,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
But either way,
But in all like in a lot of Asian mythology, there's a woman bird, like character, whatever.
yeah.
They're all named different, but
Because the weird thing is, when I was in the podcast we were listening to, he mentioned how there are stories that songs would draw the sailors in,
mhm.
but there was also other times where it was a lustful thing that would draw them in.
It almost
Yeah.
always
Like-
involves like
Lust, it almost
Well,
always
that-
does.
because
And
it's
we're also
men.
talking about sailors that were out for
Yeah.
months at a time with no female contact,
Yes.
And
and
they
also
saw
they
fit.
drank a lot of alcohol.
the fish was a little
So-
too pretty.
Jacob, how do you know they drink a lot of alcohol? That would be really dangerous out there.
They did
You're really
rum.
going to sit and say that sailors didn't drink a lot of alcohol
I don't know, they weren't
They
Christian
got paid.
sailors.
They got paid in alcohol.
in alcohol.
They got paid in alcohol.
So, like, if we're basing any of these off of drunken, horny sailors,
Yes. Makes sense.
I mean, that's true.
Very true. But
But I
forgot
still
where we were
believe.
going with this.
I know.
I completely forgot where we were
Changed
going.
my mind at all.
No.
But
No,
yeah.
but like I think like the question is also if you see one and you're actually if you're on a boat, would they approach you? Do you know what I'm trying to figure out?
and
Like
that guy,
they call you in. They said that maybe if they slowed it down.
the guy. Well, that was going by the boat. It was swimming by the boat.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it was there.
So
I
if
mean,
they
if
stopped
it's
the
real, it was
boat,
there.
would they you know
I
what I
don't
mean? Like
know.
what would have happened? Like are they gonna
I don't know.
Something
Who
that
knows?
was
You know what I mean?
Something
Yeah.
that was crazy to me was how fast it was going,
Yeah.
like next
They
to
were-
the
maybe
boat.
they just want
like,
to race. You know,
Yeah.
That's what it
maybe.
They want to throw.
well you
crabs and
forget how
race.
you kind of forget how fast like sea animals can
Well,
move
that
in the
is true
ocean,
because
though.
I just
'Cause
watched
they
a
are
video
fast.
about
I mean
the fastest animal in the ocean is 82 miles per hour. I think.
what?
Yeah, I
yeah,
know. I think it was
like
a sword
tuna
fish?
can go pretty
or
quick.
maybe it was. No, it was a.
Really?
I'm pretty
I can't
sure.
remember.
I don't know. I mean,
I think
I didn't know that.
I
I
didn't
mean,
know.
if,
Yeah, it was
I know
82
that
miles.
something can go really fast, but 82?
That's insane, isn't
That's
it?
that's
That is
crazy.
nuts.
Can you? Okay, well, and it makes sense that it's a swordfish because that's how they kill.
Oh, it
like,
was
if
a
you're going-
swordfish?
If you're going 82
They
miles an hour.
impale.
Yeah, literally.
And they're real skinny and pointy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, albacore tuna can swim faster than 50 miles per hour.
Whoa!
Crazy.
How do we catch them to eat
Look
them?
up what the fastest
It's
one is.
the mermaids.
Mermaids
man.
catch them for us.
yes. Well, I did see that a mermaid's weapon is a stingray's stinger or
Stinger?
bone or something.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
like what they use.
That's interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's my thing about these creatures in the ocean. Are they born of something else?
So that was
Do you
something.
know what I'm saying?
That was
Like-
what they talked about in that podcast. They said that like one lady, was she tortured, right?
Yeah.
And I don't you need to listen to it, but like she was tortured over like a period of time. She grew
Mhm.
fins or whatever. But
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
but then that wasn't also a mermaid. Wasn't that they also turned into she could transform into a mermaid? Not that she was just a mermaid.
Shapeshifters.
Shapeshifter, yeah. But
Yeah.
then, because they interviewed her on the one guy, what's the guy's name? The guy that the preacher, he interviewed her, right?
Duvall.
It was- apparently, she tells stories of missions she did.
Yeah. So
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
but they were like that was part of the soul. What do they call that?
Soul,
trafficking or something.
Yeah,
They basically they like give
They
you
take- they
these
give 'em
death
part of their
experiences where they like kill you and bring you back multiple
Yeah.
times to make your
Yeah.
soul practice leaving its body. It's super weird stuff.
Mhm.
It is, yeah.
But she somehow was a mermaid or something.
Mhm.
And then he
Or
was
was
saying,
a sea creature. I mean,
And they say
I don't
that
know.
the-
we say mermaid, but like
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can just. I mean, I feel like when you say mermaid, you know what we mean.
Yeah.
Mer
You know what I
creature.
mean?
Person
Yeah.
underneath the
But
water.
I mean, they're but then
Merfolk is
they
what they
talk
kept saying.
merfolk, yeah,
yeah.
and they talked about the water spirit realm and how that's different than
That is
the
so
earth.
scary.
You know what I mean?
Who knows,
It's
dude?
The
so
water
scary.
spirit realm. I don't even
By the way,
know.
it's a black marlin, and it is 82 miles per hour. I was right.
Good night, dude.
That's insane.
Also, in Genesis, I think I said that to you guys.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
When God does through creation, he says when he creates the creatures of the sea or waters, whatever it says, he says to go forth and multiply. But he doesn't say that to any other thing except for humans. Like
I
when
was
he
gonna
creates
say
man,
this
he
to you the
says
other
go
day.
forth and multiply.
So you know, evolution believes that like the creatures
came out of the water?
out of the water.
Mhm.
Do you? I mean, I feel like that.
Right.
That being
Maybe
said,
that's why.
isn't far from.
And like in Nineveh, I don't remember where I saw this, but
Oh, you're talking about
worshipped
they worship.
Dagon, so the
Yeah.
god of the sea, where it's like a half man, half fish.
Yeah.
So then for Noah to come walking out of the water and then the whole town repents, like, of course they would, because they already worshipped like a fish god.
Yeah, and this guy
So
comes.
then this
out
guy
of
comes out
fish.
walking out of a fish, or how, I don't know what it was like when he came up on shore, but
He's walking out of a
comes
fish.
out, you know what I mean? And then he's like, you guys need to worship this god. They're all like, okay, I don't know.
That's
It's
very
interesting.
interesting.
Like, did God set that all up? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel
Cool.
like though, and it's funny because it's funny the different mindsets people have when you talk about this, because there's us talking about it, and then there's like Jacob, and I don't blame him, but there's that this is all really ridiculous, and not that it's not,
But it's
but
so
like,
fun.
do you-
I don't think
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
But to me though, it's like I feel like you can't just push it away.
Okay, but
There
why
is
do you?
something weird.
Don't you also think that like why is it that like pretty much? Well, I shouldn't say only America. I guess there are a lot of people on this planet that still believe a lot of this stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
America is
And-
the least, like,
Yeah,
other countries believe in all this stuff more
but I
than we
think
do.
it's
Like,
because
they
we have
see
more
things.
light than others.
Yeah, it could
We
be
have
the case.
because
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Christianity was huge here. Now it's dying off. But like
No, that's
You know
true.
what I mean.
Yeah.
We were founded on that. So sometimes I think that's kind of why we haven't been bothered. But we're slowly going to be bothered a little bit more. You
You
know
think
what I
about
mean?
what people have worshipped in the past. They worship the sun, or they worship
Yeah.
the moon,
Yeah.
or they worship the ocean.
And that was
A lot of
nothing in the
people, there
Bible.
was
It
a-
said that the sun and the moon worship God, so they are living beings.
Yeah.
like which is really interesting.
So
I
why
wanna-
would they not worship something like a fish, half person that
Right.
they may have seen or something?
Right,
So,
right,
I mean, they worship whatever
right.
they see. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So,
It's Aquaman.
and that's Aquaman.
It's interesting though. I feel like it makes you. It's. Do you guys remember when we used to watch? When Dad used to watch how I shouldn't have survived, or how I
Yeah.
survived
Oh,
that
yeah,
stuff, and then like every time you'd watch those, there's times where you're like, all right, I'm never going in the ocean. I'm
Yes.
never going in the
Yeah.
woods.
Never
And
going for a
that's-
hike again.
Yes, and that's the way sometimes I feel with this stuff. Part of me is like, I'm never going anywhere alone
I know.
ever again.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to run into a 10-foot Thai grasshopper. I don't want to run into it.
I know, man.
I think I could take
So
it,
you
but I'm not
saw-
running into it.
You saw the video that of the people in I don't remember where they live, New Mexico or something. That these alien things landed in their backyard and the cops interview them. Did you watch that video?
I don't think I did.
yeah.
This was like 2 years ago, maybe a year.
No, it was
think it was
this
last
year,
year.
right?
Or was it?
It was
or
like
last
This
23,
last year.
I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
These alien things landed on us?
Yeah, and the cop, like you see the cops, what's it called?
Body cam.
Oh, body
Body cam.
cam.
And they were saying, like, listen, like these huge beasts came in our backyard. We ran, whatever. And the cop was like, well, I want to say I don't believe you, but I saw something land in your house. That's why I was on my way here. I saw something land.
Mhm.
And so
That's
they
so
were like,
weird.
yeah, whatever. So, I mean, it's just insanity.
No, it is.
I think my prediction of this year is we make contact with something
Mhm.
Yeah.
that we
Okay,
that we
and-
haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say it's alien or
But
whatever.
we probably have like years ago. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it's all over like the
Dude,
walls
yeah.
and caves and stuff.
the fact that our government has come out and said that they are reverse engineering crafts that they
Mhm.
found
Yeah.
I know.
is kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
interesting as well because when they say the reverse engineering a craft, for instance, we also don't know. Like, I'm wondering, do we even have the material to get to another planet. I mean, I'm not saying like I know we've been to the moon, but I'm saying like
live
And Mars.
sustainable.
and Mars. But I'm saying like if these alien creatures came from light years away to where it takes however many years to get there, like do we even have are we even that far advanced?
No.
I think they're coming from
technologically.
the center of the earth anyway.
Yeah, so that's why you
Oh.
need to read the Smoky God
Yeah.
because
Have you heard of the Hollow Earth theory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically that's
so this
they're
book
down there.
is this dad and his son, and they're
fishermen, I
were they
think.
exploring or fishing? Okay,
I don't know.
Is this the
Fishing.
movie with the rock? Is this
it's
during
not
the
a
center of
movie.
the earth?
It's not a movie. It's
Peter
a book, and
Ruckman?
it's a true.
Peter Ruck.
Is this written by him?
No.
Oh, I thought you
But
said-
it is.
I think.
It is. I mean, they say it's a true story. Like it's written by
Yeah.
somebody.
Is Dwayne the Rock Johnson in it?
Yes.
That's what I said. I said, yeah. I was like, is this joined to the center
So
of the earth?
Dwayne and Kevin, anyway, they're fishing, and they somehow go into this like portal whirlwind
I don't
thing.
know. They get caught up in something and they like go down in the ocean and
and they come
That's so
out
freaky.
in the center of the earth, and
Well,
there's
they
all
don't
these
know, but
giants,
that's-
and they speak all these different languages,
and they sing like
and
beautifully.
they sing beautifully. Well,
like-
they stayed there for a while, learned a bunch of stuff from them, came back out. Well, then they come back out, and the dad is like telling everyone, like, this is what happened to us, this is what happened to us. Well, the son is like, I don't know what dad's talking about.
No,
like,
well, the
whatever.
dad got institutionalized.
Yeah, the
So
dad
the son-
completely, like, they like, whatever. They said he was crazy. And the son was like, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Well, when the son died, like, I don't know, 50 years later, after he died, he, like, released this book in his will. And it was this book that he wrote.
And he was
Really?
like,
And he's
"What my
like, it
dad
was
said
all
was
true. Like,
but I didn't
everything my
wanna be
dad
in
said
it."
was true. I didn't want to be institutionalized, blah, 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 blah.
That's nuts.
So it's really interesting.
I gotta read that.
I'm going to
book.
read that.
I'll
You
find
should.
it.
It's really
I
good.
have
It's
it.
short.
I'll find it. It's real little. Yeah, it's not a big
I
book.
think I might.
I might actually, you probably could. Because you know how you can get the books off from the library on your
Yeah,
phone?
I
now?
might- yeah,
I might
Hoopla.
do that and listen to it. I don't know if I want to listen to it. I'll read it.
It's not scary.
And
It's
then-
not scary.
no,
it's
I'm-
actually
I'm-
really
okay.
cool.
I might want to listen to it still.
Okay.
No, anyway, I'm going to read it though. We should talk about that. That's
We
really
should,
interesting.
because
Yeah.
it's a really interesting. So Bob Jeffrey got us on that. We talked to
Oh.
Bob Jeffrey about this stuff for hours and hours.
Makes
He
sense.
would be a fun one. to
Makes
talk to.
sense.
Oh,
He
that would be
interesting.
cool.
He would be really
He knows,
interesting.
yeah, he knows a
That
lot.
would be really
Yeah.
cool.
He knows a lot of
He
stuff.
probably believes in mermaids. I would not be.
But Bob's really
Surprise.
cool because he's like, because you'll be like, well, what about this? And he's like, I mean, maybe, probably. I mean, I can't say for sure, but like, he's not
Yeah.
crazy.
We
Yeah.
don't know. Like,
Right.
No,
well,
we
that's how
don't.
I feel about everything. I'm like, probably fairies are probably real. You're probably right.
yeah.
I need to ask Jacob something though. No, I really do. Like, do you, what I'm wondering is though, do you believe there's actually nothing, or is it more like,
You just don't want to.
or do you just not want to know, or do you believe there's nothing else out there?
I
I'm
think
really wondering.
I think
Pick
this
a side.
world is a lot more boring than we think it is.
Really?
Nope. I
Really?
think you're so
I
wrong.
think the complete opposite. I think
You're
the
so wrong. You're so
complete
wrong.
opposite.
I mean,
Yeah, I think there's so
I,
much more than we don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, no, and we don't. We
I-
we don't
I-
know.
I do. I do read my Bible. Current
That's
up to date
different
walk with the world.
podcast, guys.
So there's
Um,
this other book
by the
we
word.
read called the Bible.
I'm just saying.
Well,
You think it's more?
he does
boring than we
okay.
think it
He
is?
doesn't want to believe it.
You think what?
What do you think about the ocean? Do you think there could be weird creatures we don't know?
I know. There is weird creatures in the ocean.
Yeah,
Like
But
a
you just think
Mariana
they're
Trench
Aquaman.
and stuff. But I don't. I think it's just
Animals. You like fish.
fish. Like I think there's a bunch
Just
of weird
different.
fish out there.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Dan. This is part 1 of our 2-part series talking about the weirdest things. But I hope you enjoy it. Tune in next week for part 2.